According to the story, a young boy was swimming in a river when he encountered a strange, hairy creature with a human-like face. Terrified, the boy fled and told his father, who was a skilled manatee hunter. The father tracked down the creature and harpooned it, only to discover that it was not a manatee, but rather a human-like being with a tail. Fawcett speculated that this encounter may have been with a real-life mermaid, or perhaps a manatee that had been disfigured in some way. While the story has an element of whimsy, it highlights the long history of human encounters with the Amazonian manatee, which has been a part of indigenous folklore and mythology for centuries. The manatee's gentle nature, human-like features, and tendency to surface near boats have all contributed to its mythical status in the Amazon. Today, the Amazonian manatee is recognized as a unique and endangered species, with ongoing efforts to study and protect this remarkable creature that has captured the imagination of explorers and indigenous peoples alike. Sea cucumbers. The discovery of the sea cucumber is a tale that brings together equal parts curiosity, confusion, and a bit of culinary curiosity, though not exactly in the way you might think. Imagine an intrepid naturalist exploring the diverse ecosystems of the world's oceans, cataloging every odd and wonderful creature they come across. They've seen fish with glowing lights, crabs with claws the size of dinner plates, and octopuses that seem to change color just to mess with your head. But nothing prepared them for what looked like a slimy, squishy sausage lounging on the seafloor. It all started when a curious explorer, perhaps on a quest to find new and exotic marine species, stumbled upon something that didn't quite fit the mold of normal sea life. Floating near the seabed, there it was, a long, soft-bodied creature, lying still and somewhat resembling a cucumber that had been left out in the sun for too long. It wasn't particularly fast, fierce, or even remotely threatening. In fact, it barely moved at all, leading the explorer to wonder whether this was an animal or just some weird sea vegetable. But the creature was indeed alive, and the more the explorer observed, the more perplexing it became. The sea cucumber, as it would later be known, didn't have fins, scales, or a shell. Instead, it possessed a soft, tubular body covered in a leathery skin. It seemed to be content lying on the ocean floor, occasionally expanding and contracting its body in a way that suggested it was either breathing or trying to make itself more comfortable. Hard to tell with a creature this strange. Not one to be easily deterred, the naturalist decided to take a closer look, perhaps even poking it gently with a stick. The sea cucumber, clearly unimpressed with the intrusion, responded in a way that left the explorer both bewildered and slightly grossed out. It ejected part of its internal organs in a defensive maneuver that can only be described as extreme. This was the sea cucumber's unique way of dealing with threats, literally spilling its guts to escape from predators, knowing it could regenerate the lost parts later. Talk about a dramatic exit. This oddball behavior only added to the mystery. How could something so slow and squishy survive in the competitive world of the ocean? And what exactly was it? A plant? An animal? The truth, as it turned out, was even stranger. The sea cucumber is an echinoderm, a distant cousin of starfish and sea urchins, though it looks like it came from a different family reunion altogether. As news of this strange creature spread, it became something of a curiosity in the scientific community. Here was an animal that defied expectations at every turn, from its bizarre defense mechanisms to its less than dynamic lifestyle. Naturalists were both intrigued and amused by this creature that seemed to do everything differently, from how it moved very slowly to how it fed by filtering particles from the sand. But the sea cucumber wasn't done surprising people. Over time, it was discovered that certain species of sea cucumbers are considered a delicacy in many cultures, especially in Asia. What was once just a peculiar rubbery tube lounging on the seabed became a prized ingredient in soups and stews. The explorers who first stumbled upon the sea cucumber could never have imagined that this strange, squishy creature would end up on the menu in some of the finest kitchens around the world. Titanoboa. It was a dark and stormy night in the Cerrejón coal mine when Colombian geologist Henry Garcia stumbled upon a mysterious fossil. Little did he know, this chance encounter would lead to the discovery of the largest snake to ever slither the earth. In a moment of pure genius, or perhaps confusion, he labels it a petrified branch and promptly forgets about it. Fast forward 9 years, and we have Fabiani Herrera, an unsuspecting geology student, who picks up some rocks and discovers they have fossil leaves on them. He shows them to Carlos Jaramillo, who realizes they might be onto something big, literally. This led to the discovery of Titanoboa cerrejonensis, the largest snake to ever exist, stretching up to 47 feet long and weighing over 2,500 pounds. Imagine a creature so massive that it could swallow a crocodile whole. This colossal serpent thrived in a hot, swampy environment, likely preying on large fish and turtles, wrapping them up like a burrito before devouring them. With a body thick enough to rival a small car, Titanoboa was the apex predator of its time. Its robust vertebrae and powerful jaws could open wide enough to accommodate its impressive diet. So, the next time you think about snakes, just remember, while your average garden snake is busy avoiding the lawnmower, Titanoboa was out there ruling the swamp looking for its next meal and probably laughing at the idea of being mistaken for a petrified branch. Red-bellied piranha. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be surrounded by shadows, knowing something deadly could be lurking just beneath the surface? That was the unsettling reality for the early explorers of the Amazon River. The jungle pressed in on all sides, dense and suffocating, as the river's dark waters flowed silently beneath their canoes. They had heard the stories, a fish so ferocious that a single bite could sever flesh in an instant, a creature feared even by the local tribes. The air was thick with humidity as they paddled deeper into the heart of the Amazon. The river seemed calm, almost too calm, as if it were holding its breath. The explorers scanned the water, their senses heightened by the eerie stillness. And then, without warning, the surface rippled. At first, it was just a small disturbance, but soon the water began to churn. What emerged from the depths sent a chill through the group. They glimpsed flashes of silver, the glint of sharp teeth, and the unmistakable ominous red of the creatures' bellies. These were the red-bellied piranhas, small but deadly fish with a reputation as fierce as any predator in the jungle. The red-bellied piranha is a compact and muscular fish, typically growing up to about 12 to 14 inches in length, though some can reach nearly 20 inches. Its body is sleek and streamlined, covered in glimmering, silvery scales that seem to blend into the river's murky depths. But it's the belly that stands out, a deep, almost blood-red hue that warns of the fish's aggressive nature. This vivid coloration contrasts sharply with its silver body, making the piranha look as if it's been dipped in crimson paint. But it's the teeth that truly define this creature. Sharp, triangular, and interlocking, these teeth are perfectly adapted for shearing through flesh with terrifying efficiency. Each tooth is like a miniature blade, capable of cutting clean through the skin, muscle, and even bone. The piranha's jaws are powerful, able to snap shut with remarkable speed. And when they do, it's with a force that belies the fish's size. As the piranhas swarmed closer, their red bellies flashing in the dim light, the explorers realized the truth behind the legends. The water around them seemed to boil as the fish moved in unison, their movements eerily coordinated. The explorers, who had dismissed the stories as mere exaggeration, suddenly found themselves in a battle for survival against one of the Amazon's most notorious predators. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.